Imagine the safest country on earth. Bright teenagers on a sunny island, laughing, dancing, talking about their dreams. Then one man arrives, and in less than an hour, everything changes forever. This is the story of Anders Breivik, the trial that broke Norway's heart and left the whole world shaking its head. Not because of the 77 lives taken, not even because most of those lives were kids, but because of what happened inside that courtroom and how close the system came to letting him walk away as not responsible. May 2011. A 32-year-old man in a protective suit is boiling sulfuric acid on a hot plate next to a red barn. His name is Anders Breivik. He's not making drugs. He's making a bomb. 9 years earlier, he had already decided democracy was finished. "Armed struggle is the only way," he wrote in his diary. He sold his company, moved back in with his mum, played World of Warcraft nonstop, and started calling himself Justiciar Knight Commander of an organization that only existed inside his head. He leased a farm, ordered 6 tons of fertilizer, mixed chemicals at night so the neighbors wouldn't smell the smoke. On July 21st, he packed the white van, kissed his mother goodbye, and sent his 1,500-page manifesto to 8,000 email addresses. Then he wrote his last diary line, "This will be my last entry. Sincere regards, Anders Breivik." You think you know what happens next? You don't. 3:25 p.m. Oslo. A white van parked right under the Prime Minister's office explodes. 3:25 p.m. Oslo. A white van parked right under the Prime Minister's office explodes. 8 dead instantly. But that was only the opening act. Breivik changes into a fake police uniform and drives to Utoya. 8 dead instantly. But that was only the opening act. Breivik changes into a fake police uniform, jumps in a gray Fiat Doblo, and drives straight to Utoya Island, where 600 Labour Party teenagers are having their summer camp. He boards the ferry pretending to be a police officer checking security after the Oslo blast. The kids actually cheer when they see him. 5:15 p.m., the boat docks. "It was now or never," he wrote later. He pulls out his Glock and starts shooting. 69 more people die in the next hour? He walks calmly from group to group, shooting kids who are playing dead, kids hiding behind rocks, kids swimming for their lives. He shouts, "I will kill you all, Marxists!" At one point, he calls the emergency number. "This is Commander Anders Breivik. I want to surrender." Then he keeps shooting while he waits for the police. Police boats finally arriving at 6:27 p.m., over an hour later. Here's the twist nobody saw coming. The police had a tip. They had his license plate. They had a helicopter on standby. But the patrol car ignored the call. The helicopter crew was on holiday. The police boat had no fuel, and the emergency alert was never sent nationwide. One man with 2 guns held an entire country hostage for 90 minutes. Fast forward to April 2012, Oslo District Court. First thing that happens, the 2 prosecutors walk over and shake hands with the mass murderer. "Welcome to Norway." 5 judges, 2 professionals, and 3 ordinary citizens sit down. Breivik stands up and says, "I do not recognize this court." Then the real twist nobody expected. The prosecutors themselves ask the court to declare Breivik insane. They play the 911 call of a terrified girl hiding in a toilet stall while 50 shots ring out. Half the courtroom is sobbing. "Breivik?" He cries too, but only when his own movie plays. Day 2. Breivik gets the floor for an hour and a half. He calls the killings necessary. He says killing 77 people now will prevent a civil war later. He compares himself to Sitting Bull fighting for his land. Relatives walk out. The judge begs him to show respect. He keeps going. Then comes the part that still gives people chills. Survivor after survivor takes the stand. A boy named Viljar, glass eye, prosthetic hand, stands in front of the man who shot him in the head. He says, "It was very strange being shot. It didn't hurt at first." And at the very end, a 17-year-old Iraqi girl named Lara looks straight at Breivik and says, "My big sister Bono was my safest person in the world. You took my security." But Bono didn't die for nothing. She died for a multicultural Norway, and I'm proud of her. August 24th, 2012. The 5 judges come back. "Anders Breivik, you are convicted." Breivik smiles. Why? Because they found him sane. He wanted to be called a political terrorist, not a madman. 21 years in prison, the maximum. but it can be extended every 5 years, forever. Today, he sits alone in Skien prison, still complaining about cold coffee and PlayStation 2 graphics. In 2022, a court said he is still too dangerous to be released. 77 lives, one trial. A country that refused to become what its killer wanted it to be. Norway chose roses, not revenge. 1 million people marched with roses the week after the attack. The Prime Minister said, "Our answer is more democracy, more openness, but never naivete." Yet the question still hangs in the air. How do you stop the next lone wolf when the wolf looks exactly like everyone else?